Hi, this is Jamel with Recherche Goldens in beautiful Statesville, North Carolina. I'm so excited to introduce a stunning boy we have for sale. This is Mr. Blue of Heidi and Finley's litter. He was born August 19th, 2020, and so he's just been showing his personality off the last couple of weeks. We like to wait until we are very confident to be able to give you their normal and their natural personality. We have trained over 750 English Goldens over the last 15 years, and so we're pretty good at being able to identify their personalities. We're not guessing, we're not using Volliard aptitude tests. We actually are used to training the puppies, and we can identify their personalities very well, and we put our name on it. Our Recherche score is 675, 6 being that he is dependent. He is not a puppy though that's needy or clingy. He can handle being by himself better than almost any puppy in his litter. He is not independent where he's happy to be by himself, but he's the most content puppy. He's the most content puppy to be with you or without you. He is a puppy that he's probably going to do much better in crate training because he's just a little bit more independent, but he is dependent, and he's really bored with what I'm saying right now. On the activity scale, he's a 7 out of 10. He is outgoing. He is playful. But he's not high energy or hyper. He is, though, the most outgoing boy in his litter. He is not out of control, though. He's only a 7 out of 10. This litter is a fairly balanced energy level where the boys are not super outgoing and not super shy or timid or anything like that. On the confidence scale, he's middle of the road. He's a 5 out of 10. He's not super confident, but he's also not shy and timid. Size-wise, he's the second largest boy in his litter, and this is a large litter. Heidi is 70 pounds, 65, 70 pounds. She's a big girl. Finley is our biggest boy. He is 85 pounds, and so he is absolutely he's the blockiest headed boy. He's stunning. We actually had a client just email me. Their dog is 2 years old, and he weighed in at 93 pounds. He was the largest boy in his litter. Now, I don't think he's going to get that big, but I think he's probably going to be 80 to 85 pounds with a big blocky head and a solid light coat. Absolutely stunning. Now, he's able to go home after graduating either Puppy Academy, which is training till 12 weeks of age, which is November 11th. The second training level is our most popular training program called Canine College, that's training till 16 weeks of age, which is December 9th. Now, it's the most popular training program because, one, they have all of their shots, they're fully inoculated, you don't have to quarantine them. The second reason is their potty training. They are twice as good at potty training. They can hold their potty training twice as long at 16 weeks than they can at 12 weeks. And the biggest reason for me is their obedience commands. They grow the most between the ages of 10 and 16 weeks, especially the boys. And so many times they're up to 3 times better obedience trained at 16 weeks than they are at 12 weeks. The third training program is Master's Program, training till 20 weeks of age, which is January 6th. And the fourth training program is Doggy Doctor, training till 6 months of age, which is February 19th. Now, if you scroll down, you'll see pictures of Heidi and Finley. If you click on those pictures, a video will play where I summarize the parents. I talk about their pedigree, their health clearances, their personality. You can see pictures of them. You can learn all about them there. This is one of the best looking, again, as I mentioned before, one of the largest, blockiest headed litters we've had. We have produced this exact same combination before. We have puppies that are 2 years of age. They were so healthy, so well behaved that we did this exact same combination. In fact, if you scroll down right below this video, there's a link that says click here to see previous Heidi Finley puppies. You can see the actual go home videos that we sent the clients, so you can see what these puppies look like and act like, and they don't look or train very different from litter to litter if you use the exact same parents. So you can do that. What I'd like to do now, though, is to summarize our Puppy Training Institute. Obviously, we can't show Mr. Blue off in training because he's just going to be starting training, but we can show off some of our regular puppies, and again, you can look at the previous combination and see what they look like. But we're going to summarize the program, and I'll come back and let you know what you need to do if you want to reserve Mr. Blue. Puppy Training Institute has 4 core areas. There's a couple areas that are very visible that we're going to show you on camera with the puppy that's for sale. Some of the areas are a little bit more difficult, but the one area that's very visible to show is outside training, and the big part of that is leash training. Puppies love the pull, love the tug, love the cut in front of you, and so we train them to walk on our left side. We train them that when we stop walking, they do what's called an auto sit. That's where they automatically sit without being told, without having any hand signals. They automatically sit. That it builds respect and focus on you. A couple other areas in outside training, it's a little bit harder to show, is car training and then also swim training when the weather's warmer. The second area that's very visible is obedience training. All of our trainers are certified dog trainers that's been training dogs for years. They know what they're doing. They're all certified. They all can do canine good citizen. They're all very good trainers. And we work on the obedience commands of sit, down, stay, come, place, kennel, and they are trained extensively in all these areas. Now we have 3 different communication tools we use with the puppies. We use hand signals, we use words, and then we use the training lead that we will provide you. And so as they get older, they get better and better. They can hold their stay longer, they can hold their place longer, they can hold their kennel longer. They can do it with both hand signals and words only, and so they get better and better. The place is when they jump up on the Karandakot. You will definitely want to buy a Karandakot because that allows the transition for our training to go to you. It's a wonderful command. When we say kennel, they go into their kennel on their own volition. We typically keep the door open, especially as they get older. And we train them, they cannot leave the kennel or really any other door until they are released. The 2 other areas that's a little bit more difficult that we're going to show you just generic dogs going through this. The one area is house training. We actually spend more time in house training than all the other areas combined. That's about 2/3 of the training. And this is where we work on the most important area of potty training. Of course, we're training them not to use the restroom inside and the signal eventually to go outside. A puppy at 12 weeks of age can typically hold the restroom about 1 hour during the day, whereas a puppy at 6 months can do 4 hours. The same thing is with crate training. We train them to sleep at night in their crate, eat in their crate. And a 12-week-old can typically sleep around 4 to 5 hours without having to be let out. And a 6-month-old, it's 6 to 10 hours. So obviously the longer they're in training, the longer they can be crate trained. We also, though, while they're in house training, we train them not to jump up on us, not to chew things in the house, not to bite our hands. It's very extensive. And then the last area is socialization training. Many people worry about getting a trained or older puppy is that they won't bond. Well, because of our socialization program, our puppies bond very quickly. In fact, we've never had a client complain about that. And so in our socialization, we're training them not to be afraid of thunderstorms. We're training them not to be afraid of the hair dryer, of the blow dryer, of a vacuum cleaner. We have a TV in our puppy training area, in our house training area, where we're socializing them. They go on field trips when they get older. We work extensively on them being handled. We have 20 plus people that work for us, so these puppies are handled by multiple people and they're socialized extensively. That is our Puppy Training Institute. Now, if you're interested in Mr. Blue, you just need to read through this entire page. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see the most recent pictures we took of him. Right above those pictures are his prices for each of the training levels. Some people have a hard time finding them, so in this video, we're going to show you where the prices are found on a typical page. But the prices you see in this video are not necessarily his prices. To find his prices, you do need to look at his page. And then right below this video is a link that says click here to fill out puppy application. You click on the words puppy application, fill it out. We will respond to you within 24 hours. Thank you so much for taking time to visit Mr. Blue of Heidi and Finley's Litter. Thank you so much, and God bless.